Arsenal continuing to negotiate, we understand, with Shakhtar over Mykhaylo. Mudryk, Mikel Arteta's top target for this transfer window. £55 million bid rejected. Shakhtar looking for closer to €100 million. Do you think Arsenal will get their man, Perry Groves?
Yeah, I think they will. I think Mudryk was actually, he put his laptop, was it iPad out that he's watching the Arsenal-West Ham game, wasn't it? As if to say, yep, come and get me, I'm ready to go. So it's just, obviously, Shakhtar are going to hold out for a bigger fee, and then in the end it'll be negotiated, and I think it'll end up an Arsenal player. What about João Félix as well? I think Arsenal in for him as well, aren't they? Because is it an £8 million
loan fee
and his wages?
Yeah, nearer to £15 million, I think, when you take his wages into account. I know Manchester United at the moment are a bit reluctant to pay that, but Arsenal probably in more urgent need with no Gabriel Jesus.
Absolutely, and £15 million. I know it sounds a lot of money, but if you buy João Félix and he scores you 7-8 goals from now to the end of the season and he ends up winning the Premier League, then you look back and you say that's quite cheap. So I think if that's doable, I think that it'll be backed. I think Stan Kroenke will back Mikel Arteta. Yeah,
we've certainly been backed in the last few transfer windows. Newcastle have been linked in one or two places with Moises Caicedo, the Brighton midfielder. So too have Chelsea. My sources at the Amex telling me no bids have been received as yet, and it would take a mega money offer, not just for Caicedo, but for Alexis McAllister, the recently crowned World Cup winner, if they were to leave this window. Probably two players maybe to keep an eye on in the summer more than January.
Yeah, Brighton can't be seen to be letting Caicedo and McAllister go. With the position they're in, 7th in the league, and looking to try and consolidate themselves for a place in Europe.
The Enzo Fernandez situation is gathering pace as well. Chelsea in talks with Benfica. My understanding is that Enzo Fernandez is keen to make the move to West London. He has a £105 million release clause in his contract. I think because of their FFP concerns, Chelsea reluctant to pay that all in one hit. They may well end up offering more than his release clause, but over a staggered instalment plan. Benfica are basically saying we either want £105 million up front or you can wait until the summer.
No swap? No? Chelsea might not offer him a couple of players?
Well, they've got a few players on the periphery,
exactly,
haven't they, Chelsea? But, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's the old cliche, though, isn't it? Never buy a player off the back of a World Cup or a European Championship.
We spoke about it yesterday, cricket. Like £103 million is a lot of money for someone, I think, played 13 games for Benfica, 10 for Argentina. Although he's brilliant, obviously, in the World Cup, but coming into Premier League is a completely different beast, isn't it? Different animal. So that is a lot of money to pay. What about Spurs in Barcelona's Frank Kessie?
Yeah,
he fits. I've just, you look at him. He scored a lot of goals in from midfield for AC Milan. He's 6 foot. Let's be fair. Antonio Conte likes big players, and we've done Spurs before, most of their players are 6 foot and 6 foot plus. So he actually fits their remit perfectly because they need a threat from midfield. They need a goal scoring threat from midfield and someone who likes to break forward.
Yeah, Hojbjerg has chipped in with a couple, hasn't he?
That's not really what
season.
He's known for, is it?
No.
Normally he's more defensive with Bissouma. Bentancur gives him a little bit difference, doesn't he, when he's passing and getting forward. But that Frank Kessie, I think he fits Spurs' remit perfectly.
Yeah, it could be a big window for Tottenham as well because, of course, Antonio Conte yet to commit to a new contract.